like I said, that they're allowing this to happen. I mean, you've got Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, The Shield. You got Fandango. You got Big E Langston. You got AJ, and you got Caitlyn. How can you not be excited about that? And think about it this way. Would you rather take AJ versus Caitlyn in a rematch at Mania for the Divas title, possibly in a Lumberjill match? And if they go in that direction just to get the Divas on there? Would you rather prefer that? Or would you rather have a multi-diva tag team match? See what I'm saying? The point is, folks, whether you like how this WrestleMania has been booked so far, you have to be excited about it. You have to be excited in a sense because it is WrestleMania. It's the only time of the year that WWE will take a major pay-per-view, their Super Bowl, the one event that every wrestler and every female wrestler wants to be part of at some time in their career, whether they're working for the WWE in the NXT developmental territory, or whether they're working in other promotions like Ring of Honor or TNA, if you will, or CZW, or wherever, or PWG. This is the one event that every male wrestler and every female wrestler wants to be a part of. And to them, it doesn't matter where they're booked as long as they're on the show. Heck, they could be booked on the damn pre-show, which is going to run 1 hour this year. That's giving you about, what, 5 hours worth of WrestleMania, maybe. They can be booked on the damn pre-show at WrestleMania in a match, and they would be satisfied. Because at least they could say they competed at WrestleMania, although they were even though they were sort of in a dark match situation, they were still competing at the event. Again, folks, you have to kind of ask yourself, how can you not be excited with the fact that the WWE, as I said in part 1, is doing exactly what everybody's complained and bitched and moaned about that they haven't done. I mean, true. I'll give you this. I will give you this. I will give you this. The WWE in recent weeks and months and all that have not booked the Raws and the SmackDowns and their main events and all that very properly. They haven't booked them in a sense that makes sense. They haven't creatively come up with different options or scenarios or whatever. And it's like I said before in a video, and you can see it here on my channel, it's mostly because I believe the creative team is running on fumes. Basically, they are mentally burnt out, and they need time off to refreshen their minds. Heck, I've gone out and said in that video that if I was WWE, I would hire a backup writing staff, a backup creative staff, or I would allow my creative staff to write about 2 to maybe 3 weeks worth of storyline, then give them that next week or two off so they can have time for themselves, they can refresh their minds. I would do that. I would do that, folks. So again, I said somebody else again. I thought that was my brother-in-law. But again, folks, I would do that. So, in a sense, true, they haven't booked creatively or written creatively and done the best that they could with all that because of what I mentioned. But mainly because, they're running on fumes. And I can understand maybe that's why a lot of people look at this WrestleMania as being just thrown together. But you got to look at the positives. And the major positive about this was, you like the fact that we're going to have Cena Rock 2, Triple H Brock 2, Taker Punk 2, or whatever you want to call it, Taker Punk 3, whatever. Whether you like it or not, it's going to happen. And again, like I said, how else are you going to draw 90,000 plus people into that stadium? And also, the other positive you got to look at is they're actually allowing a lot of superstars, young up-and-coming superstars, to make their in-ring debut. Truly, okay, the Shield, I admit, made their in-ring debut before. But here's the thing, anytime a faction or a group of guys like the Shield make their debut at Mania, it's never in a high-profile match. This six-man tag is a high-profile match for them. It's the biggest one yet. And again, you add in the fact that, you know, WWE is putting all their eggs in a basket with Fandango and Big E Langston making their in-ring debuts at Mania in the matches. How can you not be happy about this? How can you not see the positives that they're putting the future of the company, the future of the company make their in-ring debuts? That they're allowing the hottest wrestling faction, in my opinion, in the business today to make the WrestleMania debut in a high-profile six-man tag, with the possibility of them going over. I mean, how can you not be happy about this? I mean, come on, I mean, honest, how can you not be excited about it? Again, I admit, it does seem like it was thrown on altogether on the fly, but come on. Come on, let's take a look at WrestleManias of the past. Let's take a look at the WrestleManias of the past. If you don't believe me, you know, well, you can't see it anymore, but I'm pretty sure some people have it up. The OTRS did the WrestleMania series review. And there were several WrestleManias that they felt, were not done so well. Hold on, I'll be right back. Hello? All right. Sorry about that. It was my mom calling, telling me she's on the way, coming home now. Anyway, like I said, how can you not be excited about this? How can you not be excited? Excuse me again. Hello? I'm sorry about that, folks. She had to call back to ask me to do something for her. Anyway, like I was saying, how can you not be excited about this? Huh? How can you not be excited about that? How can you not see the positive in that? I mean, they're basically putting their eggs in this, they're basically putting everything on these guys making their in-ring debuts at Mania. How can you not be excited about that? I mean, this is something that everybody's been complaining WWE should be doing. And they are. I mean, think about this. You've got 5 up-and-comers. I mean, you got 5 up-and-comers in the Shield, Fandango, and Big E Langston in the WrestleMania debut, going to make the WrestleMania debuts. 2 of them not only making the WrestleMania debuts, but the in-ring debuts as well, with the possibility that all 5 will be going over their opponents. I mean, how much more do you need? How much more incentive, how much more positiveness do you need not to be excited about this? And if you're a fan of the Intercontinental Championship, you should be happy it's being defended at Mania. Look, again, I understand, and you look at the lineup, and okay, I may have left out Del Rio and Swagger. That's my fault in part 1. I may have left that out when I was talking about the match lineup in part 1. But you take a look at Rock Cena 2, Brock Triple H 2, Taker Punk, Del Rio Swagger, Shield Orton, Sheamus, Big Show, Fandango Y2J, you know what I'm saying? Barrett Miz, Dolph Ziggler, and Big E against Team Hell No. What else? I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, Ryback and Mark Henry. And the possibility of AJ and Caitlyn for the Divas. That's 10 matches, folks. 10. 10 matches. How can you not be excited about that? How can you not be excited that you're going to have 10 matches at WrestleMania? And again, like I was saying, you take a look at previous WrestleManias of the past, and the Off the Rope show has talked about this. These WrestleManias, and many people have talked about it. Some of these, like this one, as you would criticize, have been thrown together on the fly. The very first WrestleMania, yes, the very first one that it's an exception, but when people look back on it, they kind of think, yeah, we'll give it an exception, but it feels like it was just thrown together on the fly. WrestleMania 3, largest crowd ever for WrestleMania. Largest crowd in history, if you will, for an indoor event. And you could say, with the exception of Andre, that the only attraction that drew him was Andre and Hogan. Well, of course, Steamboat and Savage stole the show. Everybody pretty much says, oh, well, everything else was kind of just thrown on there. The thing is, it's not the first time this has happened. So you can't complain. You're getting a variety of matches. I mean, I can understand the wrestling purists, the wrestling marks that want pure pro wrestling matches. Like, I can guarantee you if a pure pro wrestling mark is in charge of booking, they say, okay, it'll be Tamina Snuka against AJ in a 30-minute Iron Diva match for the Divas Championship, and I want to see excellent wrestling. I'm pretty sure that's what they would want. Or you would say Tamina against Beth, or whatever. The point is, folks, you have to be excited about this in some sense. Because, like I said, you take a look at the positives. A lot of the up-and-comers, like The Shield, Fandango, Big E Langston, and even AJ or Caitlyn are going to be going over at this event. And they're putting them eggs in a basket with 5 main prospects of the future. So, the question is, are you excited? I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to order it. I'm going to record and order it. But the question is, are you people excited? Let me know down below. Comment if you like. Sorry this was in 2 parts, but let me know what you guys think. And again, you got to look at the positives, not the negatives. God bless. Take care.